Leno has, well, when he was on air, he has this thing called Jaywalking at NBC. They would always do an office edition one, like a couple times a year. So I was sitting in my office, and it was a Friday, and I'm like, I'm trying to go home. And I see these people standing outside my office, and I'm like, I should ask them if they need help. I really don't want to help anyone today. So finally they weren't moving, so I was like, hey, can I help you guys? And they're like, oh, we're from the Jay Leno show. We think you have a great look, and we're doing this office edition. Like, do you want to participate? I was like, fine. So they asked me like a bunch of questions. They're like, okay, you made the first cut. Next week, like, cut a dress cute. Jay Leno's going to come and you're going to film with him. So he came. He was like, what's your dream vacation? Like, who's your dream celebrity? And I said, like, which celebrity you want to go on a date with? And I was like, Lance Gross. And this was because, like, literally right before we started to film, like, he sent a tweet. And so, like, he was, like, the first person that popped up in my mind. So all my coworkers were like, you're so lame. Like, why would you pick Lance Gross? And I was like, I couldn't think of anybody. I was like, he's cute. So the next week, they're like, okay, we're the same thing. We're going to film again, and we're going to finish it. So, like, I knew they were going to decorate my office by the past episodes. So I got to work. And I was kind of being a diva because I was like, I had meetings this morning, so I need to go first. So, like, okay, well, something happened. They're like, well, you can't go first. They use a fitness conference room, so I had no computer. I'm just sitting there. They're like, it's going to be worth the wait. I'm like, no, it's really not. Like, my office is going to look like Paris because I said my dream vacation is Paris, but whatever. So I get my turn to film. I'm sitting down. Jay Leno brings out, where they're like escargot sitting there, and then he brings out this picture of Lance Gross. I thought it was funny, and then all of a sudden I get a knock at my door, my office door, and it's Lance Gross surprising me at work.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was out of control. So I'm like surprised. The producer's like, he like does a cut. He's like, okay, let's do it again. They're like, no, we can't do this again. Like, her surprise isn't going to be like genuine. Like, you have to figure out a way to get a different angle of it because you have to see her reaction. So we filmed, and then afterwards we were talking, and he was like, oh, I'm going to follow you on Twitter. So at this time, I'm like, oh, I'm hyped. Like, this is amazing. So at the time, I still had my cupcake company, but it was romance. Like, we were up and coming at that time. So I thought to myself, like, he could be my first celebrity client. So I called Jay Leno's people, and I was like, hey, can you give me Lance's information? I want to send him cupcakes to thank him. And it happened to be his birthday the next week. So they got me the information. I thanked it, like, I sent him the cupcakes. He, like, loved them. He sent me messages on Twitter.